Okay, what's up everybody? Afflicted Gamer here and welcome back to another Star Wars review. This is for the Wildcard DLC, which I know is late. My sincerest apologies for that. First off, I want to quickly say thank you so very much to Ubisoft for providing this gift, as I partnered up with them to provide this content for all of you guys. And the delays were because of certain factors in the game. There will be spoilers, and I'll start off with the first one, which is the fact that I had to backtrack a lot to unlock certain abilities to play Sabak, which took a long time on top of taking care of man. But we're going to start with this quick cutscene, and then I'll be back.
And if I don't win?
Use your imagination. Now off you go.
Andy, we've got a problem. Governor Thornton has forged credentials that say I'm Imperial.
That would destroy your reputation in the underworld.
I know. He's forcing me to do a job for him. I need to find that casino ship, the Morenia, fast.
Well,
Good place to listen in.
someone on this station will surely know about a cruiser that famous.
So, that was just to let you know that we have finally gotten a chance to see Governor Thornton. He is a big part of why Kay has to do what she has to do, and how she's going to end up meeting Lando. So she has to pull off a big heist at a major casino event. Sabak, I apologize. And win. Now, things don't go exactly as planned for her or Lando. And as much as I will say there are spoilers, some things I will let you guys just kind of experience on your own.
Broker's been cutting in on Thornton's operation.
Me personally, I wish that I could have spent more time with Lando, because the cutscenes with him are very well done. I've left a couple in here.
I'll be right with you.
There is a brand new place, which is the Moreno, which they were just talking about.
I had no idea you were a rebel.
They built that from
Hey,
the
that's
ground
the
up,
idea.
they
Gotta
being
keep a low
Ubisoft.
profile.
And
Is
I
that
think
what
that that's
you
where a
think
lot
you're
of the
doing?
budget went into. And
Sometimes
the
best way to
place where the
hide
final
is to
battle
stand
takes,
I hope this was worth the
where
trouble.
that happens, I believe that that is brand new as well.
Yeah, always is with you guys.
Unfortunately, you do have to revisit a couple of spots that you've already been to numerous times. That was something I was not a fan of. I was hoping for a DLC that I would get to see all new content and nothing recycled, but it is what it is. Now, as per usual, my number one gripe is parkour. We are not playing Uncharted, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing Star Wars. We don't rock climb. We use lightsabers, blasters, sneaky little tricks. We have enemies or foes like Chewbacca to just throw you around, speeders to ride on. Things of that nature. We don't jump from massive fans to rock ledges that there's no way you could keep a grip on them with your bare hands. It's just, I don't know. Those things really bother me. They kind of take me out of the immersion, and that's also in the Jedi Fallen Order games, I know, and I hate it in there as well. I can't stand it. Some places make sense. Now, if Kay's in an area where there's a vent and then there is something for her to grab a hold of, like a pipe or whatever, something of that nature, okay, then that makes sense. That gives her something to pull herself up on. But pure strength, and speaking of that, being able to knock out that one thing I left out of my main review, being able to knock out a stormtrooper fully kitted out with her bare little hands. Now, don't get me wrong, there's Gina Carano. There are some really, really awesome women out there that can fight. But that helmet probably would have cracked her knuckles. It would crack my knuckles. There's no way you're knocking out these people. Now, the Stun Blaster on, I like to call them the Terminators. It's just really cool, the robots. Something like that makes sense because it's shock. They're electrical beings. That's cool. Now, one of the reasons that it took me longer to get this out was due to the fact that when it comes to Sabak, I didn't do all of the little side missions for each of the characters, and there were certain requirements that I had to have had unlocked to be able to participate at certain tables for certain factions at certain locations. So, the backtracking, on top of some of those places having a ton of parkour, took a lot of hours. That, and for those of you, I really hate mentioning this, but it's so true. It takes up so much of my time. I have to help my aunt due to the fact of stroke. I'm thankfully have some experience from working in the hospital, which is besides the point. But it's I'll be in the middle of trying to do something like this, but then there's a little knock at the door, and I've got to help and then restart because I've lost my train of thought. Things come up, right, in life. We all have them. So, anyhow, that's why this is late, and again, I apologize. Moving on. I think that the DLC lasts roughly 3 hours, playing it at a steady pace, and a little bit longer if you're on hard, maybe a little bit shorter on easier. One of the biggest downsides is that they took the time and effort, Ubisoft of course, to build these beautiful places, the Murano and the end battle location. But once you have been there, you can't go back. And I didn't know that until it was too late. So if you have yet to play the DLC and you plan to, and I recommend you do, actually, started to enjoy Sabak. Once I found out that you could change the little symbols to have numbers, so I could just have a 1 and a 1, 3 and a 3, instead of this weird looking symbol and that weird looking symbol. They made it much more easy to play and much more enjoyable. So I recommend you do that. But yeah, take your time at these locations, explore them, check out everything. You get to lay back, hang out with Nix. You can listen to the radio. You can listen to the robot cleaner guy, and I don't know, just the little details that sometimes just really add to the immersion. You do have to cheat as one of the requirements, which I sucked at. The videos I saw of people doing the making it look so easy. It just was infuriating. There's one where Nix will go over the opposing person's shoulder, and you have to match up the triangle right when it turns green, and I always nail the first one. Second one I don't. So then if you fail that skill, you don't get to do it again. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. At least in that round. But then the table becomes suspicious of you, and Kay has to defend herself, yada yada. There's another one where magic dice where you've got a magnet. Depending on the scale of the table you're at, in terms of are these high rollers or not, there's a moving bar, and you have to land your marker right in between this really fast moving blue little line. So, 3 misses, you're out of there. You're banned from the table for, I think, 24 hours. You pay a fine. You're notified as a cheater, or at least a potential one. So practice at a low level table. And you do have to win, I believe, at 3 high stakes tables. So, yeah. I didn't end up doing that, but was still able to continue to play the game. And was still able to finish the game. And now here we are. This is how I keep wanting to say poker. I'm sorry, Sabak. Event went. It was okay. As you can see, there's more going on at hand here. Even Lando now isn't sure if, hey, can I trust you? She doesn't want to be considered as an Imperial, obviously, so no. Overall, there's still a lot to do. If you choose to take a break from the DLC and go back to the main story, side quests that you haven't finished up, you are able to do so, and then come back at your leisure and continue on with the DLC. But I can't stress it enough, when you're on the ship or here in the final battle, take your time, enjoy it, explore. There's a lot to see. I just hope we get New Game Plus. I really, really want New Game Plus because I don't want to start over from scratch. I don't know how they're going to do that because they want you to unlock K's skills as you progress, but I don't see why you can't start and just be stronger and then still have the tasks at hand and whatnot. But there is my take on the Star Wars Outlaws Wildcard DLC. I do hope that you enjoyed. Kindly drop a like on the video if so, it's a great help. Consider subscribing for more content, and you could follow me over on Twitter at AfflictedGamer, and I'll see you in the next video.